This is how the garden is looking so far. Here's the first bed. It's sprinkling a little bit, but I do have the irrigation system on. But these, I believe, are the zucchini. Anna already picked a huge zucchini, and as you can tell down there, we're already getting quite a bit more. We're getting a lot of zucchini. We're gonna get a lot of zucchini and cucumber. It's only July 2nd, which is fantastic for an outdoor garden. Here are the summer squashes and the pumpkin. You can tell that we're starting a summer squash right there. There's a big old pumpkin right there. Swiss chard, it kind of didn't really turn out the way we wanted to. And just planted a little bit, and turned out we really didn't need too much of it. We really didn't need any of it, actually. But it's okay. And there's our trees, our Meyer lemon tree, and the orange tree. It was nice because we had a really bad windstorm with that rain, and those something still stayed on. Here are the kohlrabi. Here's a dang weed. There's another shot of that. Here's our topsy-turvy. We decided to put the strawberries in the topsy-turvy this year, and I want to show you. The strawberries are doing fantastic. I'm putting my compost in there, which is seeming to help. I've got a nice little irrigation line that goes up there. Here's our peas. We had regular peas planted here, the sugar snap, I believe they're called. And Anna thought she had planted sugar snap there, but she mistakenly planted the other ones. But it's okay because she picked them the other day, a whole basket full. And they sure were delicious, and you can tell that they'll be ready to pick here a bunch soon. Here's my composting bin. There's the gallons of compost. Good thing you don't have smell-o-vision because you'll smell this. But water and compost in there. And that's it. And then I empty the bucket. So here's the cauliflower. Cauliflower's starting to come along. Here's one of the tomatoes. I don't remember which one this is. Might be a cherry tomato. They're really growing big here. Anna really has to get in here and tie some of these things up a little bit more. I tie them up, but I'll leave that to her. And then we go around here. Here are our beans. Mind you, the majority of this is our heirloom seeds or non-GMO seeds, genetically modified seeds. But overall, the garden is all organic. The only thing that we didn't use that was organic is we did use a bug spray, but well, actually no, the bug spray was organic. It did say organic on it. All it was were like essential oils, like rosemary and thyme and things like that, that were mixed with a type of oil to keep on the plant. There's the broccoli, the lighter colored leaves. Here's the bed that I'm most proud of. Anna should be really proud of too. So this is the bed of all of the grafted tomatoes that she made. And if you can tell how big those are compared to that. Now, I think these tomatoes were the ones where I had planted, and they weren't the biggest because I had planted them a little late, which is fine because we'll still have a good late August, early September set of tomatoes. But she just did absolutely fantastic with this. She grafted some beefsteak or Better Boy. I can't remember. I had planted some Better Boy and beefsteak, and she took the stem off of one of the heirlooms and grafted it on. And here are our green peppers. Well, actually, they're carnival peppers and jalapenos. And you can see here on the one on how well they're doing. And that's just one of them. And it could probably be doing a little bit better, but the problem is this does get early shade because of the fact that we had planted the tomatoes west of the plants, so that way, you know, about 3:30, 4 o'clock, they start to get shade. And you can see the green peppers down there. Here are more tomatoes, or more strawberries, but we're actually going to get some more topsy-turvies next year to put the strawberries in. We think that they do very well. They're not sitting on the ground getting moist, but the birds are eating them pretty frequently here because it's easy to stand on, but the topsy-turvy is not very easy to grab the strawberries off of. These are all the tomato plants that I had started. I had started these late because I originally wanted to put them in buckets, but I just decided not to because Anna decided to rip up this garden bed here and take all the strawberries out. So we just planted in here. And of course they're smaller, but you know, we're still getting beautiful tomatoes. These two tomato plants here almost died. They got baked in the sun. You can see those metal rings there. Anna had put a plastic covering on it, and we figured it was cool outside so it wouldn't get too hot in there, and it probably got about 150 degrees in there, and I opened it up and it looked like it was sitting in a pan. And start to go in here. Irrigation system's still on. You know, and these are doing pretty good. You know, some of the leaves are dying off just a little bit, which is okay because it's really growing well up. I'm just amazed about this garden bed. This garden bed is dense. It's almost too dense. But we're getting fantastic amounts of product in here. Oh, almost fell. So here's the summer squash. We're getting a lot of summer squash. I think I count about 8 of them in there that'll be ready to pick in a few days. And then Anna picked actually, and by mistake, this is a zucchini over here. That's where she picked. She picked the zucchini over here. She said it was huge. Here is, I believe this is, gosh, what is this? I always ask her. Cantaloupe. So this is cantaloupe. And that's growing very, very well. It's really grasping on here under this A-frame that we built here. Here is the broccoli. These are sweet peppers. We just put them in containers. These were plants that are made to kind of go into containers here. This isn't really getting watered too much. There we go, that's better. Now this is actually made to be in a hanging basket. So we don't know how well this is going to do. Maybe next year we'll actually put it in a hanging basket. And we have watermelon growing here, which I'm excited. You can start to see, let's get the macro mode here. Start to see the watermelon there, and there. And there's one right there. And quite a bit around. I don't want to show you all of them because it would take forever. I might drop my phone. And of course you can see the little irrigation system that I installed. There's a 360-degree irrigation system right there. And then those yellow caps, those are 180s. So some of the more dense beds we have 3 180s. And they surprisingly do a fantastic job. And you can see, you know, this has only been about 15 minutes. And actually, no, it's just about 10 minutes because the video is starting to go to 9 minutes and 40 seconds. And you can see how wet that bed gets. So Anna planted some more lettuce here. You can kind of see how funky that cucumber is going to get. It's going to look like a weird wiener. And then the cabbage. Cabbage is doing well. I started making a homemade bug spray out of rosemary oil and eucalyptus and peppermint oils, essential oils. Okay, there you go. There's some more up there. I believe that is a watermelon. And then when they get a little bit bigger, we're going to put a net and kind of put a little support system on them. This is starting to vine as well. Took a little while to vine, but Anna started that from seed in the ground, so it's doing well. And that pretty much concludes the tour. These aren't ready to pick yet. Actually, this is. Let's see how it tastes. Oh, it tastes delicious. So you can see that the grass is really overgrown in here. I've been trying to keep it cut. But the problem is I've got these irrigation lines in here, so it's not like I can just bring my weed whacker in. So I use my scissors. And I cut that all the way down like 4 days ago. And so I'm going through here with this fertilizer tea. And it is going crazy. Everything is just growing absolutely crazy. And Anna doesn't want to tell me if it is or it isn't working, but it's got to be working because last year, I'm comparing the growth last year to this year, and for anybody who's seen the garden, this is nowhere close to what it was last year, meaning this is far superior. And we only put a little bit of fertilizer in beforehand. It was a little bit of the chicken fertilizer, but that was small amounts, and that was something that needed to generally be applied every month. And about every 3 to 4 days I'll come in and I'll take my nice little organic only pump, fill it up, and go to each plant and give the wonderful, horrific smelling compost. And those are my solar panels up there, which work fantastic. There's the house. The ladder's still sitting there. And you can see it's starting to rain as I have the sprinklers on. Talk about being organic and I'm wasting water. Love being a hypocrite. Well, I'm going to stop this so the neighbors don't think I'm just talking to myself. Hopefully they're smart enough to know that I'm probably taking a video. Okie doke.